The 60-day window set out under a U.S.-Iran memorandum of understanding expires on August 17, with no clear sign that Washington and Tehran are ready to extend the framework or return to direct negotiations. The agreement was intended to end months of fighting and create a path toward a broader political settlement. But with the deadline now passed, the two sides remain deeply divided over what the agreement required and whether its commitments were ever fully implemented. The memorandum called for the immediate and permanent end of military operations while leaving more complex issues, including Iran's nuclear program, for further talks. It also envisaged steps involving sanction reliefs, Iranian oil exports, frozen assets, the U.S. naval blockade, and commercial shipping through the Strait of Hormuz. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi says Tehran has not yet decided whether to restart negotiations with Washington. Meanwhile, Qatar and Pakistan continue to relay messages, while Iran has also been discussing shipping arrangements with Oman. Those discussions with Oman have now produced a potential framework for commercial shipping through the Strait of Hormuz. Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesperson Ismail Bangei says the two sides have reached an understanding on the map of a transit route and are working to finalize a joint statement. The strait remains central to the wider confrontation, with Iran asserting control over the access and the United States maintaining pressure on shipping and Iranian ports. President Donald Trump has also repeated his demands that Iran must never be allowed to acquire a nuclear weapon. Trump said the issue remains his number one goal, insisting that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon in any way, shape, or form. In Tehran, Parliament Speaker Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf has declared that Iran emerged victorious from the conflict, saying the United States and Israel failed to achieve the objectives they had set out. Ghalibaf said that the results represented a victory for Iran both militarily and politically. He clarified that he was not claiming that Iran had destroyed the U.S. or Israeli militaries, but that the goals announced by Washington and Israel had not been achieved.
من در اون مصاحبه اول جنگ رمضان وسط جنگ اشاره کردم. منظورم از این جنگ این نیست که ما ارتش آمریکا رو منهدم کردیم، ارتش رژیم صهیونیستی، نه. منظور من این هست که آمریکا و اسرائیل با اهداف مشخص و روشن، با 9 هدف مشخص اعلام شده رسمی مکتوب و مکرر گفتن به ما حمله کردند.
Iranian military commanders are also signaling that the regional security balance has changed. Army Chief Commander Amir Hatami said U.S. forces had been expelled from the Persian Gulf, the Gulf of Oman, and the Strait of Hormuz and would not be allowed to return. Hatami also said U.S. military bases in the region could not return to their previous status. The statements reflect Tehran's assertion that its military response has altered the conditions under which U.S. forces operate around the waterway. Washington, for its part, continues to signal that pressure on Tehran will remain in place. Trump has threatened further economic measures while repeating his demands for an Iranian nuclear policy that rules out a weapon completely. Iran has shown that it can use the Strait of Hormuz and regional shipping as leverage while continuing to push for relief from economic pressure. With commercial traffic, nuclear issues, and regional security all tied to the confrontation, the next phase is likely to depend on whether mediation can bridge the growing gap between the two sides.